Why are we copying the failed policies of California, Oregon, and Washington when we know they don't work, but we're doing exactly what they do? Thanks for being on the program, Paul.
Thank you, Rich. I appreciate it very much.
So the short answer to why we are doing the same failed policies, copying them in our homeless policy here in Salt Lake City, what's the answer to that?
Well, you know the old adage is follow the money. So the money is part of the federal policy on homelessness assistance that Congress has authority over. HUD, the Department of Housing and Urban Development, has they administer money to communities to address homelessness, and those policies have significant impacts in communities. They have significant impacts with the government in terms of how they prioritize what they prioritize, and also in terms of what programs can and cannot do.
The most revealing thing that you told me that I was unaware of is the Housing First policy. It's failed everywhere in terms of how they do it, how they roll it out. There's no strings attached. You're going to work on your bigger issues. You're not going to get kicked out, and it's not merit-based at all. You don't pay rent. And what we've seen happen in Salt Lake City is the complete deterioration of Palmer Court, Magnolia Apartments, all of this permanent supportive housing, these Housing First units. They deteriorate because there's not the wraparound services that I'm aware of. The people there, according to the manager of the Magnolia Apartments, they say everybody here is using drugs all day long. And it's not at all, your ability to stay in your unit is not at all tied to your performance in going out and getting a job or getting off drugs. And that no strings attached policy has completely failed in California, Oregon, and Washington. And what you told me is that that's mandated by HUD to have it be no strings attached. Is that?
That's right. So Housing First is simply an approach. It's a good theoretical approach.
Yeah, it makes sense in theory.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
We haven't seen a whole lot of success, but that depends on what you consider success. Mm-hmm. So if you're HUD or if you're a Housing First advocate, your measure of success is getting people into housing. Mm-hmm. If you're someone else, then your measure of success may be, how do we get more people off of the streets? That is a different question. And then there still might be another measure of success, which is, how do I get people off the street? How do I get them into housing? And how do we help them transform their lives, rehabilitate, become self-sustaining? Those are all three different objectives, and this is one of the challenges with the complexity of homelessness, is everybody is talking about their own version of success, not understanding the underlying public policy.